Hello, everyone. I can't think of a better topic to kick off the first full week of 2025 than to start with don't believe those lies. Yes, here we are at the beginning of 2025. You know, 2025 is a blank slate. It is a blank slate, but we are bringing something to the table in 2025 that allows for us to create what we desire, create what we dream about, create what we imagine, create what we've been planning. It's time to get it on. Let's get it on, right? And so I wanted to start with don't believe those lies because this is really about your mindset. This is about your mindset. Now, I know that you are probably have been inundated with mindset content, but here's where I'm going with that. See, we spend a lot of time believing narratives that are false narratives. And what I mean by that is I'm talking about and referring to the conversations we are having with ourselves. And so as we embark on a brand new year, sit with that, take that in. This is a brand new year. Yesterday's gone, 2024 is gone. This is a brand new year that we can shape and mold and sculpt into what we desire and what we want. But it all starts with what's happening up here. What is happening up here? What are the conversations that you are having that are going to either feed and fuel your 2025 or it's going to cause your 2025 to wither and die? Now, I know that you are not here on this green earth to just wither and die. We're not just surviving anymore, we are thriving. And the way that we get to thrive is that we show up in our own lives and that we begin to take inventory of what we are thinking about. So don't believe those lies. All come down to what you are believing about the conversations you are having. Now, whenever we try to stay positive, there's always some negative thought lurking around the corner, ready to just disrupt everything. Here's a case in point. A case in point is I woke up this morning fired up. I woke up ready to start this day. I felt rested. I felt energized. I felt grateful and I felt focused. And so I came and started getting my work done. I had a national meeting that I had to attend virtually. And then I had a coaching session that I had to take care of. And then guess what? The ceiling just fell open. And what happened was, what happened, my phone, I lost an important text message thread, like a thread over the last year. And so I tried to retrieve it and I ended up doing a factory reset in the hopes of storing my data back into my phone. And my phone could not accommodate the app. So basically, Verizon app has gone on and done greater things, and my Galaxy Note 8 is still Galaxy Note 8. So I cannot tell you the level of frustration because I didn't even know that until almost 3 hours later because I'm on the phone with tech. First, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Then I'm on the phone with tech support trying to figure it out. And at the end of the day, I ended up buying a new phone. Now, that meant that out of those 3 hours, the things that I had planned did not get done. It just did not get done. So I texted my coach, my business coach, and I said, "Oh man, I'm really trying hard not to feel defeated," and just kind of gave a little synopsis of what my day had gone. And you know what she said? Let me tell you what she said. Let me just read it. She said in a text message, she said, "The beautiful thing, tomorrow is another day. Catch up on your phoning then. Hope you get it fixed." Listen, tomorrow is another day. And we have the gift of a new day every day that we're here on this green earth. And so what I decided to do was not bemoan the fact that I did not get anything done. I needed to make calls. I need to do some scheduling. I had a lot of things that I was going to do today. I managed to get some emails done and what have you. But I have a tendency to be hard on myself, especially when I put some plans in motion and they do not follow through or they do not come through. Oh, I don't, I just didn't get it done. And it's not that I didn't want to get it done. It's just that I was so focused on getting this phone restored that it took up my entire day. Now, I had a choice to make. The choice was either I was going to moan and groan and just feel bad about not getting any done and look at this day as it being wasted, or I can regroup and think about the words that I'm saying to myself, the story that I am creating, and the dialogue that I want to have with myself. And I decided that I was still going to make this video. I was still going to record my podcast, and I'm still going to deliver good content. So when I say to you that we are on this journey together, that's a real thing. That's a real thing and it's a real place. And my goal for today is to really talk to you about 3 different ways that we can really mind what conversations we're having and really mind, what we're believing and not put ourselves in a situation where we're believing lies. Because we all know that lies are lies are set up to destroy and to take us off track. All right. And so today I want to talk about what is the internal dialogue that you're having, like the internal messaging that you're having. Okay. So when it comes down to don't believe those lies, I am asking you, what are the messages, or what is the messaging that you are creating? One. Number 2, rehearsing. So you're either creating a message or rehearsing a message. Because when you decide that I am going to create a message that is going to empower me, that's going to fuel me forward, then you act on it. But when you create messages that throw you off your game, and you keep rehearsing those messages, guess what happens? You start repeating that too. So it's all about, like, what is it that you want? What is the end result? What is it that you want to repeat? Because you're going to repeat something, okay? You're either going to repeat messaging that's going to elevate you, or you're going to repeat messaging that's going to weigh you down and push you out. So do you want to be weighed down or do you want to be elevated? I want to be elevated, right? And so when it comes down to your internal messaging, you, my friend, have the choice to craft your own message. What type of day do you want to have? What's on your agenda? What can you do that's reasonable and you still feel productive and you feel good about what you're doing? You see what I'm saying? What is it that you want to achieve for today? Stop trying to think way in advance. All you have is today, right? And then you have a dialogue. Okay, yes, that is possible. What are you saying to yourself? Are you saying, I'm unstoppable? I am equipped. I am empowered. I've got this. Those are the type of messages or messaging that you want to create and repeat, rather than nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody's going to buy my products. Nobody's going to come visit my store, my restaurant. Stop all of that. You got to cease and desist. You have to cease and desist, because your internal messaging is going to drive you forward, or it's going to put you in reverse. Now, what's your plan? Now, what is your plan? Is your plan to go forward or go in reverse? I know for me, my plan is to go forward. And even though this day did not play out as I had expected and planned, it's still a good day. It's a good day because I get to speak to people who are listening and watching on platforms that I would never reach these people otherwise. So I feel good. Get some of that stuff done today, but it's okay. And you have to give yourself that type of grace so that you are not constantly being hard on yourself and beating yourself up. Now, the external messages. So we talked a little bit about the internal messages. Now, the external messages is about what's happening on the outside, like what's happening in the environment, what's happening in the climate, what are the public narratives? What are you watching on television or listening music wise? What are your influences? Who are the people in your circle? And what are they saying? Or what kind of messaging are they creating with you that's going to either lift you up, elevate you, or weigh you down? Because you have to pay attention to that. And I, for one, know for a fact when I start watching content that's empowering and uplifting, I feel better. One, two, I do better. And if I'm around people, I am very, very intentional about being around people who are encouraging, positive people. I cannot be around Debbie Downers. Me and Debbie Downers do not get along. And I just can't be around that negative energy. And you get a chance to choose. Now, do I distance myself? You know what I do? I pick and choose when and how long. Because sometimes people do need other people to talk to, but when it starts getting too negative or, no, I go on and phase on out of that conversation. But you have the choice to determine what you are taking in through your eyes, through your ears, through your hands, and through your social engagements. What are you feasting on? What are you hearing and listening to? And how does it feed and fuel you, or how does it rob and deplete you? Because listen, this is 2025, and this is the time of the year for us to get it together. Let's get it together. It's just way too much opportunity out there for us to squander this year. And then you've got the whole political climate. And we're not going to turn this into a political conversation, but what we will do is you have to determine for yourself, because you have choices. You have to determine for yourself, am I going to listen to political pundits all day or throughout the day that's keeping me caught up in negative emotions? Not only about your situation, your circumstances, but about other people. So you have to be mindful of those things. So even with what you're taking in, it's either helpful or harmful. You got to pick one. And if you're listening to content, or you're watching a lot of news, and you got to pull away from that stuff as negative. And you know what it is? It's negative, it's caustic, and it will weigh you down and rob you of peace. It will rob you of peace. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I am suggesting that you pay attention to what you're listening to, what you are watching, and what you are agreeing with. What are you agreeing with? And because whatever you agree with, you are going to manifest it in some way, somehow. And so that's another video or another topic, another topic that we can cover on our podcast about agreements, like what you are agreeing to. So you have to be certain that whatever you are agreeing to, you actually want it to manifest or bring it to pass. All right. Now, the last point I want to make is what you think about, you're going to bring about. And all of this is in harmony with each other. So first we talk about your internal messaging. Then we talked about the external messaging. And now we're talking about what you think about, you will bring about. And all this ties into that. What you think about, you will bring about. What you think about, you will bring about. So think about that. Think about, again, what you're thinking about. Now, when it comes down to your goals and some of the benchmarks you want to achieve, you've got to write that down. One of the things that I did, I've got a few business buckets that I'm working on. And one of them, which is the hardest thing in the world for me to do, is I had to put together a plan. And I'm looking the other way because I just kind of want to show you, I handwrite plans. I handwrite stuff. You know why? Because I need to know where I am. Once I figured out where I was and where I would be in the next 3 to 4 months, if I don't change anything, that gave me enough fuel to say, hey, listen, we've got things to do. We got to get this train moving. And so what you think about, you are going to bring about. So when you sit down and you write out some goals that you would like to do, or some action steps, or whatever it might be, you might want to be right. You may want to write out your vision or a plan. Whatever you think about what you're doing, it's not just about negative thoughts coming, because they're going to come, but you don't have to entertain them, and you don't have to emotionally involve yourself with negative thoughts, but you should emotionally involve yourself with positive thoughts, right? But I want to just say one more thing before I move on to positive thoughts. So when those thoughts come that are negative and that can rob you of your peace and productivity, then here's what you do. You take a pause, and then you ask yourself, what is it that I need right now? And what do I need to make happen right now? What is it that I need right now? And what is it that I need to make happen right now? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Man, I used to be so complex in my plans. Now my plans are so easy, because at the end of the day, it's where you are, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. So the way that you think and process what you're doing and your why you're doing it. Because even with one of my businesses, like I said in a previous video, or messaging, that it's not my sweet spot, but I know it's a gift. And so I want to be a good steward of the gift. So the way that I change my thinking around this, that is really not my sweet spot, I now look at it as a gift. This is a gift from God, of which I am going to be a good steward. And that's how I am thinking about what I need to do that's hard. Because sometimes we have to do hard things. Sometimes we have to push through adversities and resistance. But when you ask yourself, like, what do I need right now? What do I need to do to achieve this? Or what do I need to do to achieve this right now? Or to take care of this right now? You can phrase it whatever way that you choose. But at the end of the day, it's to lift yourself up and to get yourself back on the right path, so that your thinking is in harmony with where you want to go. What you think about, you will bring about. Even what you think about a situation, what you think about an opportunity, what you think about your skill, your craft, your business. Not so much the actual operation of it, but like, what is your attitude toward who you are, what you're working on? If it's something that you are belaboring in your spirit, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in the way that you think, and when the way that you think, it's going to show up in what you say, and what you say, it has to give form in the physical realm. It has to give form in the physical realm. So you, my friend, have to decide, just like me. It's a decision every single day. We got choices. We have choices. And so today I want to encourage you to not believe the lies that are going to rob you of your peace, rob you of your passion, rob you of productivity, that you're paying attention to internal messaging, that you're paying attention to external messaging, and that you are thinking about what you want to bring about. And so that's all that I have for you today. Listen, have yourself the most amazing week. And until next time, take care and make this your best day ever.